Whoa,
Sorry.
my dog's going crazy.
My dog's relaxing.
We are the people of Mercury. I am your interplanetary host, Travis Montgomery. These views reflect one planet and one planet alone. Hello, and welcome to Mercury's Cast. I'm your host, Travis Montgomery. Today it's another Shoot the Shit episode with Mr. Tim Bang. We're going to try and bang out some of these off-the-cuff topics. Tim Bang, how are you feeling tonight, my man?
Not bad. Just chilling. Enjoying tonight until I got to make a big decision tomorrow. So.
Big decisions on the rise, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. That's what being a grown-up adult is all about, responsibility and making decisions.
I think tomorrow will be the first day in the next chapter of my life.
Whoa. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, I'll first say that it is still about 90 degrees, and I'm trying to hold it together out here in the garage in the bat cave. But I think I'm going to be all right. I've done podcasts out here when it's 40 and when it's like 95, 100, so I think I'll make it.
And hopefully your electronics don't fry, huh?
I know, I'm worried about this laptop. It is pretty hot. Maybe I shouldn't keep it out here in the garage the whole time. Anyways,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Not much new and exciting for me. I'm off work this week for whatever reason. I was not told we weren't supposed to work there. So it gave me a lot of lounging time. I'm actually playing Zelda right now, and I'm on the last level, so I'm ready to beat that. Move on to Link, and then Dragon Warrior, and then play some other old-school role-playing games. That seems to cover some of my free time when I'm not jacking around on the internet.
I never really got into RPGs, man. I always found them kind of boring. To me, I was like as far as gaming, I really only play first-person shooters.
Yeah, the shoot-'em-up games.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I always gravitated toward RPGs. I feel like the reward is that much better at the end, and I like the strategy games. Not saying that the first shooters don't have that, but I don't know. I like the puzzle, figuring stuff out, running around, doing whatever I want,
Yeah, I guess I can say I like the quick shit, just...
instant gratification.
Yeah, kill, die, rinse, repeat.
So you got some important decisions to make. Why don't you want to fill us in on what's going on? Or I'm sure nobody from your job is listening, so you should be straight on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit anyway. Well, I've been looking for a job since probably February. I just got my first official offer yesterday, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But at the same time, I also have an interview tomorrow with a company that's in the same industry as my current job. The offer is in a completely different industry. It's a startup tech company. So there's obviously going to be a bit of like ramp up time, some training involved, learning a lot of new shit. So it's all contingent on how the interview goes tomorrow. If I guess it's about money at this point. If they're able to match or beat what I'm being offered, what I got offered yesterday, then I probably gonna stick within my industry.
But wouldn't that be nice to have some new skills and to learn some new stuff that you could use maybe in the future?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, medical industry is always going to be around. A lot of these startup tech stuff, it could fall on its face, to be specific, the company is, it's like this new style, like juicing company. It's like a cold press juice. Okay. Just say, take example, like your Keurig machine and just replace that K-cup with a pack of chopped up organic GMO free, like really fresh fruit. And that's what the company is.
But is it like dried up? And then
No, it's completely fresh. It's like a subscription based. You get a subscription, and then they mail this stuff directly to your house, or you can pick it up from like Whole Foods or something.
So it's a little bit of a gamble, but something like that could take off. You know, the health craze around the country.
Yeah,
Everyone's looking to diet and get fit and stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody's on the organic, like GMO free healthy train right now, So yeah, it could take off. And they offered me stock options too. So
oh shit. So this would be like a quality control where you're monitoring what kind of product they're giving out, or the quality of it.
Yeah. I would be the operations manager of supply chain and quality control.
Huh. Well, that's cool. And
different factors too. I mean, this place is in East LA, City of Commerce, so that can be a pretty bit of a nightmare drive coming from where I am in North OC, and then this other spot would be in Yorba Linda, which is obviously in Orange County, and probably a bit of a shorter drive.
Yeah, it's just the 91 freeway right there.
Yeah, geographically, it's about the same, close to the same distance. City of Commerce is 20 miles away, and Yorba Linda is 17 miles away. But if I'm headed to Yorba Linda in the morning, I think that's opposite of traffic. So there's going to be less people going that way versus me going from where I am to LA.
Yeah, it also depends on what time you start work too.
Yeah, they're both like 8 to 5 jobs.
Huh. So you got to leave about 7 o'clock anyways.
Yeah, an hour early, just in case any dumb jackasses fucked up the freeway. So that's gonna be really tough. I mean, I think
with the startup, you're also taking a gamble that the whole shit could implode.
Yep.
And then you're left without a job.
True. Exactly. And as far as the medical industry, I mean, that's never going to fail.
Right. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. And plus the company, plus the company I'm going to be interviewing with tomorrow. I mean, it's a world-class company too. I mean, it's actually one of my company's competitors, but they're way better than us.
Well, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's cool. I'm sure. I hope everything goes good for you, and I'm sure you'll make the right decision. You're a pretty smart guy.
Yeah. The thing is, like I said, that that first offer expires tomorrow at 5 p.m. So after my interview tomorrow, I'll pretty much have a few hours to decide on what I'm going to do.
Shit. So I'm guessing you're not going to work tomorrow.
I don't know. I might go to the interview and then go to work after, but it might be better if I just take the whole day off and just keep my mind clear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be grounded for that kind of a decision.
Yeah, because like I said, it's tomorrow's going to be the first day in the next chapter of my life.
Ooh, and that says a lot.
Crossroads. Do I keep going straight or what? I don't know. I don't know what left or right's going to bring me. I don't know what. If the shit takes off and I have these stock options, I could be a millionaire. But if it falls on its face, I have no idea.
Huh? What do other people around you think about it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm the only one that knows the most about both things, so nobody can really tell me.
Does your wife have an opinion, or she's like, you'll figure it out?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, go wherever the money takes me, I guess.
Huh. Yeah, that guaranteed money, there's something about that compared to the promise of more money.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat too. There's an offer for me down south, but that would involve me living down there most of the time.
Down south as in where?
In like Cypress area.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, it's for an air conditioning company. there's no official offer yet, but they could use somebody like me.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a big commitment to move away from the fam bam.
Yeah, oh, for sure. That's definitely a big factor.
Well, yeah, it's tough. I mean, for the right amount of money, I would do it, but I don't think they're going to offer me the $40 an hour that I want.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know, man. Be bold.
Options.
Be bold. Be confident.
It's actually Chris Parker's company.
Oh, no shit.
Yep. And they're looking for a good electrician, which that's me all the way. So,
well, I think good electricians are worth that much.
We should be,
Yeah.
And I'm not getting paid what I'm worth now. I actually should be getting paid more because I'm installing work and supervising and like running a bunch of the work. So,
yeah, tough. I mean, especially what we've in management level. Yeah. I mean, that's especially with a skilled trade like that. It's well worth what you think you want.
Right. Yeah, I have, and another big problem is that I'm working with 3 apprentices, and I'm like the only qualified person to be installing anything. So I have to go and make sure that these guys are doing a good job while also doing work myself, and then creating all the other work for us to do. So I feel like I'm doing like 3 jobs, and I'm only getting paid for 1.
Yeah, there you go. Personnel management too.
Right. And I got to stay on top of these guys or else they'll fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, personnel management can be pretty tricky. Especially if you got lazy fucks working for you.
Right? With no supervision, just what if your employees didn't have a supervisor? How much work would they get done?
Well, a lot of my employees are pretty self-sufficient. They know what they need to get by the end of the day because I can seriously start a wrath if shit doesn't get done.
Oh, so there's a daily goal.
Yeah, I mean it's reactive. I mean we got daily orders and stuff, and then we got like ongoing shit like POs that need to be checked in and tested and stuff like that. So. They know. I mean, we have a system set up as far as like deadlines and like daily goals. Yeah, I guess I could say that. Maybe
that's something we could implement for our company.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't set daily goals for them, they ain't gonna know what to do, or they don't know how much they have to get done.
It's very true.
We got a baseline too, so as far as like we know what someone should be able to get done in a certain amount of time. Like 7 minutes for this action, 12 minutes for this action, shit like that. So,
and with your guys' stuff, it's all pretty repetitive. So there's no reason why they shouldn't be getting X amount of work done in a given amount of time.
Yeah, we have like set KPIs and stuff, so we're able to track their activity. So if they're underperforming, there's definitely trackability and ways to address it. So.
Have you had to fire people for underperforming?
Yes, I have.
What's that like?
Honestly, I've gotten used to it. It's almost like a robot now. I'm almost like a robot when it comes to that kind of shit. Like, right. Sorry, you're underperforming. This is not the first time. We're gonna have to let you go.
And all the data is there. You could show them, like, look.
Yeah, I mean, there's no arguing about it. I'm like, look, here it is. I mean, this is what you've been doing for the past month. This is what you used to do. I mean, you're slacking.
Have you had people try and argue with you about it?
Initially, but until I show them, and then they try to make their bullshit excuses. But I mean, we're pretty lenient with people, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people get second, third, and fourth chances and whatnot. Hell, we had some bitch that was fucking drinking at work and they didn't fire her.
What? Yeah. How'd you guys catch her drinking at work, or did she just smell?
Somebody ratted on her.
What was she drinking?
Fuck, I don't know. Smelled like fucking rubbing alcohol.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is a long time ago.
Before, too.
Yeah.
They drink a lot the night before that you can smell.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, I mean, that still shows your irresponsibleness of drinking that much the night before work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going to smell like it the next day, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing to me, to be honest.
Right. Which I've done, in the past before, but the construction industry is a little different. There's a lot of people that come smelling like booze, and a lot of them get fired too. So I guess there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be a pretty sharp cookie to drink that much, smell like booze the next day, and then get your job done.
Yeah, that would be pretty impressive. I'd probably give that person a raise.
Promote that person.
Like, teach me how to do it. Teach me.
No, that's not a game most people want to play.
Yeah.
Well, have you been paying any attention to politics, national politics?
I did see the bit about Hillary talking how if it was October 27th or something, she would have won the election. No, she wouldn't have. People don't change their minds about shit like that. I mean,
I didn't see that interview, but I heard her pointing the finger a lot at the email hacking. She said that she would have won had that not have happened.
So she's basically saying she would have won if no one knew about her illegal activity.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, dude. There's like, this is one Facebook friend I have. I mean, she shared the article and hashtagged it stolen election. And I really, really wanted to respond to her and just put hashtag stolen primary, but she probably wouldn't have even understood what I meant, She probably would have called me a racist or something, or a sexist.
So refresh my memory. Bernie Sanders did get snubbed during the primaries.
Yeah, the DNC was against him the whole time. I mean, the DNC chairwoman had to resign because of it.
What did they do? They just said, "Sorry, Bernie, you're not."
No, I mean, she did win based on like votes and stuff, but I mean, they colluded against Bernie. Like, they did everything they possibly could to set up Hillary for the nomination. Like, they even talked about like Bernie's religion and stuff. Oh, he's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God. Let's try to use that. I mean,
but I thought they went a little further. Like, they manipulated the vote somehow.
I don't think they manipulated the votes. But it's the DNC is supposed to be like, they're supposed to be fair. They're not supposed to like outright like prop someone else up versus a different person, Right.
And now I heard that the DNC is trying to appoint its own candidate, which I think might be a better idea, because you never know who can pop up in the primaries and who might skate through. Like, nobody thought Trump would win, and everyone was pissed off that Trump got through because Hillary was going to get elected. Although Trump was probably the only one that was going to beat her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I may not be against the party picking its own candidate if it's for the best interest of the party. I don't think that's such a bad idea.
They picked, I mean, she's a horrible person from the beginning. They never should have even went with her. Honestly, if Bernie won the primaries, he probably would have won the election.
Yeah. Well, it's tough to say. I still think that, you got to look at who elected Trump. It wasn't the major cities. It wasn't it was the electoral college. It was like middle America, basically.
Yeah.
He wanted some reform. And although Bernie might have been that reform, it wasn't the reform that the Trump's voters were probably looking for.
Well, the thing also with Hillary is that she took a lot of those states for granted. A lot of states that previously were blue, she pretty much didn't even bother campaigning there. States like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. I mean, she lost all those states. Those were those big swing states where people were like, "How the fuck did this state go red?" You know, and it's.
Right.
I mean, she didn't campaign there. She just took it for granted, like, "Oh, they're blue. Don't worry, I'm Hillary Clinton. I'm a Democrat. They're just gonna stay blue and vote for me." Well, that obviously that shit didn't happen, and that's probably, I feel that's one of the biggest contributors to why she lost the electoral college.
Yeah, could be.
And people still bitching about the electoral college. I think the electoral college is pretty fair. There's no reason why the presidency should be decided by 4 states.
Right, and that's exactly what would happen. It would be New York, California, and a couple other major cities where the population is more dense, and they'll get more votes there because there's more like-minded thinkers.
Yeah, exactly. They all live in a bubble. You know, California. I mean, she probably, as far as the popular vote, California and New York is exactly what gave her those numbers. You know.
Yep. And everyone loves to keep talking about the popular vote, like she lost, but there's a reason why that's put in place. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the flyover states shouldn't be ignored. You know, I mean, there's nothing special about California.
Yeah, there's not going to be. There's going to be a majority. Well, not a majority. There's going to be a big part of the population that's never going to accept Trump, and they're going to be like, "Not my president, 45, whatever."
Yeah.
You know, they're going to criticize everything he does, and a lot of the people on the right criticize a lot of stuff that Obama did. So it's like this never-ending battle between the two sides.
Yeah.
And we're so divided that, you know, people on the right can't even go give a speech at a university anymore without people showing up trying to prevent it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. I don't know if these are actual real people, but if these are real people, I mean, they're dumb as fuck.
I mean, they're real humans.
Yeah, but are they actually real? Are they real within their own beliefs, or are they just like paid off by whoever to do this kind of shit? You know,
there's a chance of George Soros kind of being a puppet master.
I do hear that a lot. But I mean, does he really have that much money to give each of these people $20 a day to do this kind of shit?
No, he for sure has an organization. I think we would hear about some kind of. We would hear about to get that many people together. I mean, unless they're on the dark web somewhere or some crazy Twitter group. I believe they're really mad about whatever they're mad about. You know, did you see any of the May Day protests?
I don't know, but your connection is pretty shitty right now. I had you in high def video, and now you're lagging like crazy. Oh yeah, you're right. That I saw this meme about it, and then it was a picture of Trump, and he was thinking about a helicopter with a big ass net under it, so he can just fly through and just pick them all up.
Yep. Going on in France right now. It's always the left that has that, no matter what group it is.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. You don't see this kind of shit from the right, especially. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the press in France isn't covering it, but if there was, I mean, I'm sure they would be. You know, I mean, the mainstream media, even in other countries, is pretty leftist. I mean, this guy took a picture of a magazine rack in France, and there was nothing but picture. There was nothing. All the front page stuff was all pictures of Macron. There's nothing about Le Pen.
He seems to vote 39. You never know. Those polls are lying, like we saw with our election. You know, you never know what's going to happen. And they're actually having a debate tonight. I don't know. In France, it probably already went down.
Yeah.
But they're going to have a big debate tonight, Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised. The country needs reform, and they're not going to get it with Macron.
No. I mean, it's whatever. If he wins, it's just going to be more of what's going on with them. It's very, very similar to what's going on with us.
Right, business as usual.
So
or with him.
I hope. I mean, for the sake of the future of France, they need. They probably need to get that lady in.
Yeah, I think Europe as a whole is in trouble right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, and they refuse to admit it. All the countries that are having the biggest problems are the ones that are just letting all refugees in by the boatload.
Yeah, it'd be one if they're going there to learn the language and to blend into society. But a lot of those in Paris for May Day yesterday, a lot of them were Muslims. So Go figure.
Yeah, I mean, they don't assimilate. When you come into another place, you can't just. You got to assimilate. You can't just be whatever you want.
Yep. And that goes into cities, and then it's trying to be passed in Congress, which is not. You seen any of that?
I honestly, I don't think there's any point in building the wall.
You're not a wall kind of guy?
I mean, the idea of it's great, but I mean, what's it really going to do?
Well, I think
it's a physical presence. Yeah, I get that, but I mean, there's many ways through the border without having to.
I mean, yeah, they could go over it. They could go. But I think it would stop some message.
Hey, you're cutting out like every other word. Like, am I coming through fine on your side?
Yeah, you're coming through fine on my side.
See, that's weird.
Well, it sends a message that we're starting to crack down on it, and it's a physical border around the country. I mean, what kind of country, kind of sovereign nation does not have a protective border?
Yeah, a lot of them do. I mean, even Mexico has a southern border wall. Nobody really talks about that.
And I mean, you're not really a country without a border.
Yeah.
Not a big thing up there for me. I would like you voted on it a long time ago. It was supposed to be done a long time ago.
Yeah.
I say you build the wall, have better work visas. On leaves anyways, but it creates a good image for the rest of the world, so we don't seem like some Nazi dictators. But at a certain point, you got to protect your people.
Yeah,
we just can't let everyone in that wanted to come here. We wouldn't have a country anymore.
True. Here's the thing, though.
Unless there's like breakthroughs in technology and science and technology where we can have the resources to harbor that many people and the jobs to go around, but the evidence that we show, you get a net negative response to more people being in your country. That's the data that we have now, what we have to go off of.
I don't know how true these numbers are, but I saw something that since Trump has become the president, illegal immigration has dropped by some crazy percentage. I don't know how you can even. I don't know how you get the raw data for something like that, but I haven't looked into it. But if it's true, I mean, just the fact that he became president changed that, you know?
Right. I think the number was 500,000 or something. And yeah, where do you get these numbers from? That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm subjective to pretty much everything these days, or I'm objective to every piece of data I hear these days. Is like, where did you get that from?
Oh yeah, on the right and the left. There's only a couple news sources that I'd actually go to. What are some websites that you look for non-biased news?
To be honest, I don't even know anymore. I just look at what people share on Facebook, and then compare the two left and right wing, the way they report the story, and then I look at the facts, and then I try to find something in between that actually makes logical sense to me because I'm a logical person.
And even then, I mean, MSNBC will have some kind of facts, and then you go to Breitbart, and they have, different facts.
Yeah.
But that's how you can kind of gauge. You go in the middle of it, and you'll find somewhere in there lies the truth.
Yeah.
But it's tough. Sometimes people post stuff, and I'll just put fake news, and then I'll just I'll put do not receive notifications from this post. Fake news with an exclamation point, just to fuck with them. I still do troll a little bit, not a lot of bit, but a little bit.
What I do know is that I don't believe anything Trevor Noah says, Samantha Bee, or Stephen Colbert, and Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, and Stephen Colbert used to be one of the good ones, I thought.
No, not really.
Really?
Yeah, he's always been a super leftist, man. Him and Jon Stewart.
Well, when he first came on, I thought he was like the counterbalance to Jon Stewart, that he was a little right.
No, he's always been like a Jon Stewart dick sucker.
Really?
Yeah. It's cool to say that now, though, because he said it.
Oh, he said it.
Yeah. He said it. He said that, said something the other night about, I think it's kind of controversial right now. They're saying that he was talking shit about Trump, which is pretty much like 90% of his programming and his substance. He said something about the only thing that Trump's mouth is good for is being Putin's cock holster.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I think he's getting in some heat for that.
Yeah, he's catching some heat for it because he's insinuating that it's negative for one man to have another man's cock in his mouth. So he's kind of pissed off the LGBT. Oh
shit! You don't want to do that.
Yeah. So I guess there's some hashtag going right now. Fire Colbert or something like that. People are bringing up boycotting his sponsors because he's on CBS now. He's on late night or something like that. I've honestly never watched any of his shows. I just see a lot of his clips and stuff. And he's honestly he's the same side of the coin as people like Trevor Noah and Samantha Bee. It's like
I always thought that. Well, I started watching him from the beginning, so I always thought he was a little more like he would make fun of the liberals. I don't know if he still does that because I don't watch him, but yeah, he went from Comedy Central to CBS, and that was one of the reasons why he went after Trump, was because Trump had made fun of this one dude's program while he was interviewing him, the Indecision Hour or something like that.
Yeah, it was Face the Nation. He called it Deface the Nation.
Yeah. He's always got one of those one-liners up his sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Trump's a master troll.
He is. He's the best.
He's probably, I mean, if anything, he's probably the funniest president we've ever had. I mean, I've gotten a lot of laughs from him, like directly and indirectly, because there's honestly these days, there's nothing more that I love than like the autistic screeching of like a fucking pissed off liberal. I absolutely I bathe in that shit.
Yeah. For instance, the debates was so awesome. Wrong. He's like, then you'd be in jail because you'd be in jail.
My honestly, my favorite was when they asked him. I think they asked him. Fuck, it was something about that pussy tape, and then he totally just completely went in a different direction. He's like, nobody respects women more than Donald Trump. Nobody respects women more than Donald Trump. But the biggest story that we need to talk about here is that I'm gonna kill ISIS. I thought that was the greatest deflection in politics I've ever seen. I mean, it was so blatant. It was so blatant that it was just. I mean, that shit was fucking funny, dude.
And as far as we know, from the information that's given to us, he is. I'm gonna bomb the shit out of ISIS.
He did. Totally did.
Yeah, I mean, you would if you talk to some other people, they're saying it's all smoke and mirrors, but for all intents and purposes, that's what he is doing.
I mean, I saw a bomb drop. Did you?
I saw a bomb drop somewhere.
I saw the mother of all bombs drop.
The motherfucker of all bombs.
Hey, have you guys talked about the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
No. That one comic?
Yeah, you want to touch on that a little bit?
I started it and I didn't watch the rest of it, but I heard it was not, I mean, there's a lot of jokes to make about Donald Trump that are funny.
Yeah.
And I heard he wasn't that funny, but he's getting a lot of praise for it from the left.
I watched the whole thing, and I think that he got a lot of praise from the left is because they didn't watch the whole thing, because they pretty much just really, really played up all the parts that he talked shit about Donald Trump. But to his credit, though, he talked a lot of shit about everybody.
Okay.
He was talking about he took a lot of jabs at CNN, Rachel Maddow too, about because Rachel Maddow keeps going on and on about Trump's tax returns. I mean, the shit's so played out, and he brought up this thing. He's like MSNBC, you need to stop telling Rachel. You need to tell Rachel Maddow to stop with the tax things. It's getting old. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna find on his tax return. There's not gonna be a line item that says Russian bribe.
Right.
I thought that was pretty hilarious. And then he took a big shot at I think it was Huffington Post. He was like, he pretty much called that he pretty much called them fake news.
Huffington Compost. Yeah.
I mean, Huffington Post is absolute shit. You know, they're the most hypocritical fucking. I'm not even gonna call it journalism. It's a fucking tabloid.
And I thought like 5 years ago they were decent, but maybe they've gone a different direction.
Yeah, maybe 5 years ago we didn't have this kind of like hatred for like one man, you know. Like I don't know. It's getting kind of old having all this hatred for one fucking person. It's like when if you're trying to do some journalism, like, and all your shit is only attacking one person, I mean, your bias is showing. You know, that's not journalism anymore.
And they'll take like one statement of his, and they'll take one line out of it, and then write a whole article about how dumb he is. And he speaks in like vague terms, so he kind of sets himself up for it. He's not like an Obama who was very clearly articulate. He just says shit. And if you're like, well, no, that's not what he meant. He did say that. But if you look at what he's meaning, it has nothing to do with what you're talking about. He's like the Civil War, for instance. He's like, well, he's saying that the Civil War could have been avoided for other purposes, and they could have ended. He wasn't saying they shouldn't have ended slavery. He was just saying the Civil War could have been avoided because there was another way you could have done it. There's some deal that you could have made to where the Civil War didn't have to happen the way it did.
Yeah.
And so now he's like this racist person that believes in slavery, which no one went that route, but they tried to pretend like he didn't know what slavery was. And to be honest with you, the things that I've heard from other people, that the Civil War was not about slavery, and even I've done some reading on it recently, and Abraham Lincoln didn't necessarily want to end slavery. He did it as a political ploy so he could, get more people behind him. And eventually that was his message, but he didn't, I wish I would have taken some notes on it. He pretty much was not all for ending slavery up until like the final hour when the Civil War was about to go down. He had a different idea about it. He didn't like certain things about slavery, but he didn't want to end it. Put it that way.
Yeah. A lot of people seem to think slavery originated from white people, but it actually wasn't. Slavery's been around for a long time.
Well, the Romans had slaves, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess couldn't you consider Romans white people?
Well, Roman was anything. Roman was like American back in the day.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of people there.
Yeah, I see a lot of white people that walk around in America today are not responsible for the slavery that happened in the fucking 1800s.
Right. But we're blamed for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, that's just, there's got to be like a period of, there's a word for this. I don't know it right now, but it's kind of like a statute of limitations. There you go.
Right. And I don't know that any of my family ever owned any slaves.
Yeah. And even if they did, you personally can't be blamed for it.
Right. It's not my fault.
It's not like you were whipping people.
No. And if they want to be upset about it, I guess that's their right to be. But, and then they'll be like, well, we're still slaves. But it's not the same. Sometimes
I get worried about wearing this Angels hat. Somebody might think it's a Make America Great hat again, beat me up or something.
Well, I wouldn't wear that to a rally. Might get yourself in some trouble.
It says Angels, not MAGA.
Oh, great. Well, this one might be a short one. It's getting hot in here. I got to cool down.
You got air conditioning running in the house?
Yes, we got great central air.
You're gonna be cold as hell walking inside for the climate change.
I know. I almost feel like it's worse to go from hot to cold to hot, because I think that's what happened. I wasn't really this hot when we were doing the first one, but I went inside for a little bit and came back out, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because it's 72 degrees out there and 90 out here.
And
I feel like that's when people get sick too, when you keep going from hot to cold, hot to cold.
I wonder if that's a myth. I've done that before, and that's never made me sick.
Well, as far as working, not feeling sick, but feeling like exhausted, I think that does it a little more. If you're constantly going hot to cold, not like getting a heart attack or getting like really sick, but as far as like it wearing you out, I almost feel like if I'm in the heat the whole time, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you're straight.
It might be a shock to your nervous system too. I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. Maybe Mythbusters will tell us.
Well, I think they're done. They just did their last season.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, 15 seasons or something like that.
Wow.
Well, anyways, please follow on all social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter, to be exact. We're not on Snapchat, so don't look for us there. But we could use a like on our Facebook group, and I post a lot of cool stuff on Twitter. Tim, good luck tomorrow. I want to hear how all that goes. Maybe next week you can catch us up on it.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
I'm excited. You're a smart man. You're highly intelligent. You deserve to be paid. So follow your heart. You'll know. Stay grounded. stay with the frequency of the universe when you make this decision, and I think you'll be all right.
All right, man. Appreciate it, brother. I'll do my best with the decision.
For sure. I'll talk with you soon, man.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
How do you like? 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 How do you